Hi, I'm Laura Likens, and here's my book presentation for this week. The book I chose to present is Whitefish Will Rides Again by Arthur Yorinks. I chose this book because it was a gift from my parents and it became an instant hit with my children. And we spend quite a bit of time in the real Whitefish, Montana. I grew up in southern Alberta, and Whitefish is a great vacation spot, just a hop, skip, and a jump across the border, nestled at the base of Big Mountain. Whitefish Will is a children's picture book published in 1994. It is 32 pages long with a reading level of 2.6. It falls into the fantasy genre and takes place in a fantastical Wild West town. So let's meet Whitefish Will. Here is how the author describes him. Who's Whitefish Will? Why, he's just about the best dang sheriff that ever lived, that's who. I tell you, Whitefish Will had the strength of 40 mules, maybe 50. Shoot, just one peep at Will, and even the nastiest varmint scrammed. At this point, I should tell you that this book is hard not to read with a Western twang. It's fantastic. My husband does the Western drawl very well, and the kids love it. The writer's style is one of my favorite aspects of this book. What kind of problems could such a wonderful sheriff have? Here it is in the author's own words. Dash dang dingle darn it, Will was so good at wrastling rustlers that soon there were no more rustlers left to wrestle. So the townsfolk, grateful as they were, and cheap, put poor Whitefish out to pasture. So Whitefish Will joins the rank of the unemployed, retires to his ranch, and takes up the harmonica. Eventually, the town becomes the target of a villain named Bart and his gang. Here's Bart. And here is how the author describes Bart. Oh, Bart was bad. Woo-wee bad. He was a troublemaking son of a gunmaker, a pistol-packing pickpocket, a big bully bank robber. Bart was so mean, rattlesnakes would line up and try to kiss his feet. I mean, he was mean. A town without a sheriff doesn't have too many options. When Bart and his gang storm the town and steal all the horses, the townsfolk take to walking. So, next, the gang robs the bank. The docile reaction of the town makes Bart more and more angry. Next, they steal everyone's clothes. Don't worry, the book doesn't get indecent. Again, a quote from the book. The townsfolk just took to wearing barrels. Nice breeze, said the tailor, and one size fits all. My kids find this part of the story particularly funny. It's the last straw for Bart, and he orders his gang to burn the town. This sends the town into a frenzy. Little Frankie suggests they get Whitefish Will to help. Being a children's book, of course, a child plays a role in the redemption of the town. This is a good place to pause and talk about the illustrations. Depending on your age, if you look at little Frankie, you might be able to guess who the illustrator is, even if you don't know his name. Does Frankie look like a hayseed little brother version of Alfred E. Newman of Mad Magazine fame? This book was the first children's book illustrated by Mort Drucker. The colors, background action, and the little quirky details are signature Drucker and are real attention holders. My kids would spend time just combing over the pictures. One interesting thing to watch for is that Bart has a little happy face pin on his cowboy hat. Keep an eye on that little pin. He is a good indicator of Bart's mood. The illustrations, along with the highly stylized font, which is Playbill, and even the typography in the illustrations, evoke the Wild West. So back to the story. Bart takes one look at a much older version of Whitefish Will and bursts out laughing. While the young version of the sheriff and the villain of this story may be on the stereotypical side, the way Will deals with Bart is not. I'm not going to give the ending away. You will have to read the book to find out what happens. But I will say that a couple of themes emerge in this story aside from the general good versus evil. This book teaches about loyalty, or maybe the consequences for abandoning loyalty, duty, and solving problems in unconventional ways. I encourage you to add Whitefish Will Rides Again to your reading list this semester. Thanks.